just did some generic work today, which is just UCLA versus UCLA technique, fundamental stuff. Thought they came out with a lot of energy, and tomorrow and Thursday we'll do a little bit of Utah prep, take a couple days to recover, and then come back Sunday, and that'll be like a typical Tuesday for us. So, but they came out this morning and competed. We're on our morning schedule now, which is what we do during school, as you guys all know. So we're out here at 7 a.m. and then we bring them back in the afternoon after school is out for meetings. So we come back at 4:30 for some meetings, and it's an adjustment. And I think it's good that we have a bye this week so that they can work their way through the change in the schedule. And I think it's a good way for us to practice. So they seem to enjoy it too. Get out here early. We're kind of an early morning team anyway. So it's good work.
The announcement for the football facility came down this morning. How much of a role did you have in kind of creating the wish list for that proposal?
Well, I think we're still working on the wish list. It's going to be really long. Our goal is to make it, one of the top facilities in the country, and I think we have to be really good about looking ahead and looking into the future, and seeing what types of technology are going to be available to us 5 years from now, and to move in that direction. We only get one shot at it. It's not like you can get another shot here in the next 25 years. So we're going to make it as nice as it can be, and it's for the players. It's for their benefit. It's to help them improve as players. It's to help in recruiting. It's what we need to do, and we're going to go for it. It's going to be beautiful.
How much is it keeping up with the Joneses that this has become such a thing with recruiting?
Well, it's huge in recruiting. If you don't have facilities, it's hard to attract top talent. Although here, it's not as hard as other places because it's 8:27 a.m. and it's 75 degrees and sunny, and I don't see any clouds, and we're in Westwood, California, with the beach 5 miles away on one of the most beautiful campuses on earth. So we always have that going for us. So if we can add a beautiful facility, it's just going to accentuate everything that we already have. But I think there's a little bit to that, But I think more than anything, it's about providing our players an environment where they have a chance to reach their potential. Good meeting rooms and a great weight room and training facilities and everything else we're going to provide for them. So, they work hard, they deserve it, we need it, and I'm just really happy that we're going to be moving forward with it.
How much have you already sold that to current recruits coming in and stuff?
Well, we didn't have anything necessarily concrete. The concept was there, that we were, it was in the works. Once Pauly was done and Dan had said, hey, we're going to make a commitment to building a football facility, we could mention it. We didn't have drawings to show them necessarily. We could show them the area that we're going to work with. And now we're going to be able to move forward with some things that are a little bit more concrete. But once again, what sells UCLA is the football program, the academic excellence of this university, the geographic location, the coaching staff, the administration, the support. And then when you add something like a brand new, beautiful football facility, it's going to really be icing on the cake.
Is there an ideal date in your mind that you'd hope it would be done?
Tomorrow, yeah. If it could be done by tomorrow, we'd be happy.
You got permits for that yet?
Yeah, we're going to go break ground right now. As a matter of fact, the three of us we got a pick and a shovel, and we're just going to start digging and just see what we can get done by the end of the day. No, I don't know. I don't think I haven't heard that we've set a date yet. I mean, there's a lot of steps that we have to go through to get it where we want it, but I'm sure everyone's working hard on it, so it's exciting.
When you first took the job and you saw the facilities here, did you realize then that it was pretty imperative that there were plans in place for a new one?
Okay, let me just give you a little history of my facilities, okay? When I went to New Orleans, all right, we had these facilities on David Drive that the sauna caught on fire and they burnt down, and we brought in trailers, and the trailers were a huge upgrade to the facilities that we had, okay? So I've never been one that thought facilities won football games for you. Now, that was pro football, where you get to pick your players. In college football, you pick them, but they've also got to pick you. So facilities do become important. The aesthetics become important. To some kids, uniforms are important. Obviously, academics are important. having a winning team is important. So I never felt like these facilities were poor because they're functional, and our people around here do a really nice job of keeping them nice. They might not be the nicest, but they always look presentable. So, but it was time, and it is time for us to upgrade, and I think everybody realized that, and I commend Dan for really pushing. I mean, it was not but a few days after Paulie was done when he said, okay, the football facility's next, so there wasn't a lot of lag time, and I think to his credit, he's always trying to do things to help us and to make all athletic programs here better. We're limited by space on this campus, which is, people could say that's a negative. I don't think it's a negative because our surroundings aren't bad, so we're just going to make the best of it.
The media workroom part of
the media workroom is going to be, it's probably going to be the biggest room in the whole building. And I think that they're going to call it the Chris Foster, not Memorial, but maybe.
Well, there's many that would like it to be Memorial, I think.
Chris Foster press room.
How about just some tables for the metal benches out there?
We're going to put you guys on folding metal chairs and those little desk things that you in second grade, and see if you can fit into there to write.
They have inkwells?
No internet access.
Inkwells?
Inkwells, yeah. No, everything about it's going to be first class. I know that, and it'll be what we need. And there's a point where you can go overboard, and I don't think we need to go overboard. We just need to provide an environment that helps our players maximize their potential on the field, off the field. There'll be academic components to it. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be fun to just see it develop.
You guys had your first exposure to the targeting rule on Saturday with that hit on Shaq. How tough is it to kind of strike a balance between wanting to protect your offensive specialists and wanting your defensive guys to play the game?
It's a tough rule, but it's the rule, and I think ultimately it's a good rule because it's about player safety. I think it's a tough rule to judge as an official. I think it's a tough rule to adhere to as a player when you're playing so fast. It's easy when you watch it on film and they can slow it down and you can, analyze it in slow motion, but things are just happening so fast on the field. It's something you just got to constantly talk to your players about, and I think you have to drill it. In every tackling drill that you do, you have to talk about lowering the target and keeping the head up. And that's not only for the safety of your opponent, but that's just good tackling mechanics. Low to high, face up, see what you hit. I'm a big proponent of player safety,
On the VAR penalty after that, do you think there was, some thinking from the refs that was just kind of response to the Shaq thing?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them. It was a good hit. I think if there was I haven't talked to the official about it. I've talked to Tony Corrente about it, the director of officials, yesterday, and he said that what he saw was that Anthony, at the last minute, just dipped his head a little bit, and so it gave the impression to the official there, who's trying to judge it in real time, and that's tough to do, that he dropped his head and hit him with the crown. He really didn't. He hit him with the forehead, but it gave the impression that happened. I'm trying to figure out why you wouldn't block Anthony Barr, and then on the next play you wouldn't block Miles Jack. So rather than penalize Anthony Barr for no one blocking him and him hitting the quarterback, I think we should, probably block Anthony Barr. It's a pretty good player.
With Christian Morris leaving, is that just a homesickness thing?
You'd have to ask him. We're just hoping that he finds happiness in his life and has success.
Has he been officially released for transfer?
If he hasn't been, he will be. Yeah, it might have been too late in the day yesterday to officially do it, but he knows that he's being released, and if it hasn't been done yet, it certainly will be as soon as possible today. Just want these kids, you don't need to turn it into a conflict. He wanted to go closer to home for whatever reason, and I want him to be happy. So hopefully he finds happiness, success. All right? Okay.